Today we are here to remember the lives of 16 remarkable individuals who have reached an unfortunate end in recent times. Alongside, we'll pay tribute to the legendary Sinéad O'Connor, Tony Bennett, Treat Williams, and Tina Turner, who recently bid us farewell. With hearts full of reverence, we unite to honor the everlasting essence of their legacies. Let's embark on this commemorative chapter. On number 16 is Magoo, a previous associate of Timbaland, reportedly passed away on Sunday, August 13, at the age of 50. The most well-known aspect of Magoo, whose true name was Melvin Barcliff, was his participation in the hip-hop combo Timbaland and Magoo. He was not only associated with the well-known music producer, but also with Missy Elliott. The rapper began his career in 1989, when, as teenagers, he and Timbaland first crossed paths. Magoo and Timbo were young members of a group named SBI, surrounded by idiots, which also comprised Larry Live and a young Pharrell Williams. The pair released Welcome to Our World, the album that contained Up Jumps Da Bougie, as their debut album in 1997. Throughout their careers, Magoo and Timbaland frequently worked together with other swing mob members, such as Missy Elliott, Genuine, Playa, and Aaliyah. On 15 number is Brian Randall, Sandra Bullock's longtime lover, died after fighting with the disease for 3 years on August 5, a statement from his family provided on Monday. He was 57. His family continued, "We are incredibly grateful to the dedicated doctors who navigated this sickness with us, and to the amazing nurses who became our roommates, frequently forgoing their own families to be with ours." Bullock, 59, first worked with model-turned-photographer Randall in January 2015 when he documented the birth of her son Louis. Later that year, they made their relationship more public by attending Jennifer Aniston and Justin Theroux's wedding. In December 2021, during an appearance on Red Table Talk, Bullock, who is the mother of Louis, 13, and Layla, 11, engaged in a discussion about marriage. She conveyed that she had finally encountered the love of her life and that their collective family consisted of 3 children, one of whom is Randall's older daughter. They are parents to 2 wonderful kids. At that time, Bullock remarked that it was an incredibly wonderful experience. As we move forward, the number 14 is Jewish actor Mark Margolis, who most recently portrayed the iconic crime boss Hector Salamanca in 22 episodes of Better Call Saul and 8 episodes of its precursor Breaking Bad, has passed away at the age of 83. On November 26, 1939, Margolis was born in Philadelphia to a Jewish family. Before making appearances in more than 50 off-Broadway productions, he received acting training from renowned instructors, including Lee Strasberg and Stella Adler. Many of his most enduring cinematic pairings came later, when he participated in the first 6 films from Jewish Oscar-nominated director Darren Aronofsky. Although he may be most known for his part in 1983's brutal criminal epic Scarface, many of these performances took place after that. Margolis agreed to appear in the Brooklyn-based director's debut, Kabbalah-themed indie thriller, P. He also took on roles in films like the disturbing drug drama Requiem for a Dream, the avant-garde science fiction film The Fountain, the somber character study The Wrestler, the critically acclaimed Black Swan, and the biblical epic Noah, where he provided the voice of the fallen angel Magog, described as a really good actor and a lovely human being, who was fun and engaging off the set, and had a mischievous nature and curious mind. Margolis's Breaking Bad co-star Bryan Cranston remarked of his co-star, his wife Jacqueline, son Morgan, brother Jerome Margolis, and 3 grandsons remain in his life. On number 13 is Fez's HBO sitcom actor Angus Cloud died Monday 2 August after attending his father's funeral. Cloud was in deep grief on his last day, but his mother Lisa called it a joyful one. She said clear that he did not intend to check out of this world. Lisa Cloud said, "Thanks for your support of my family during this trying time. Despite his grief over his father's mesothelioma death, my son's last day was happy. He reorganized his room and put things about the house to stay in his beloved home. He committed to support his college sisters and mother financially and emotionally. He wanted to live, We hugged and said we liked the night. He promised to visit me in the morning. I don't know what he ate after. I know he fell asleep on his painting workstation and didn't wake up. Mrs. Cloud saying her kid may have overdosed. Tribe loved and supported him. His Euphoria work started a conversation on compassion, loyalty, acceptance, and love for his generation. Social media posts show his death was planned, she claimed. That is false. Honor him by doing random acts of kindness regularly. Bless your hearts. Angus Cloud intensely struggled with his father's death, family claimed last week. Angus openly struggled with mental health, and we hope his death inspires others to fight together. His comedy, enthusiasm, and love for everyone should be remembered. Zendaya, Sydney Sweeney, and fans mourned his loss. Drake, a Euphoria executive producer, and Kid Cudi paid tribute. On the number 12 is Paul Reubens. On Monday, 31 July, Paul Reubens, a renowned actor, comedian, writer, and producer, left us due to cancer at the age of 70. In the 1980s and 1990s, Reubens introduced the world to Pee Wee Herman, an ironic yet endearing man-child, with his signature red bounty and catchphrases like "I know you are, but what am I?" His 1981 HBO adaptation of his Los Angeles stage performance gained considerable popularity. Reubens' breakthrough role arrived in Tim Burton's 1985 film, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Despite modest box office sales, Pee-wee's quirky bicycle quest became a cult classic. The success of Pee-wee's Big Adventure led to Reubens hosting a Saturday morning CBS show called Pee-wee's Playhouse from 1986 to 1991. However, Reubens' fame suffered a setback in 1991 when he pleaded no contest to indecent exposure at an adult movie theater in Sarasota. In 2004, he received 3 years probation for possessing explicit images involving minors, marking another legal hurdle. Despite these challenges, Reubens' career persisted. Reubens portrayed the Penguin's father in Burton's 1992 hit Batman Returns. Pee-wee's absence was mourned in the same year as Buffy the Vampire Slayer faced a blood-sucking adversary. Reubens garnered praise for his role as a in the 2001 film Blow, starring alongside Penelope Cruz and Johnny Depp. His television credits included appearances in shows like 30 Rock, The Blacklist, and Gotham. The theater acknowledged that Paul had created Pee Wee Herman at the Groundlings during the 1970s and 1980s, becoming a cultural phenomenon. The loss of Paul's global comedic talent was deeply felt by the Groundlings community. Reubens' impact extended to launching careers, as Orange is the New Black and Poker Face star Natasha Lyonne credited him with kickstarting her own journey with a recurring role on Pee-wee's Playhouse as a child actor. On number 11 is Eagles bassist and singer Randy Meisner, who died at 77. In 1971, Meisner co-wrote and performed lead on Take It to the Limit, which launched the group. Hotel California and The Best of My Love highlighted his stunning high harmonies. Eagles' website called him integral and instrumental to their early success and announced his death on Thursday. PE chronic obstructive pulmonary disease has taken the life of Meisner. Eagles, one of the most successful bands ever, were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1998. Eagles, Desperado, On the Border, One of These Nights, and Hotel California were influenced by Meisner's melodic bass lines and falsetto vocals. His vocal range was astonishing, as is evident on his signature ballad, Take It to the Limit, they said. Randy Bachman of Bachman Turner Overdrive said, "Sorry to hear Eagles musician Randy Meisner has left us. He sang, wrote, and bassist well. Peace to his family." Buffalo Springfield bassist Jim Messina thanked them for their collaboration in the 1960s and late 80s. "I appreciate seeing him one last time." Born in 1946 in Nebraska to a farming family, Meisner performed with Rick Nelson's Stone Canyon Band and Poco in California before co-founding the Eagles in 1971 with Don Henley, Glenn Frey, and Bernie Leadon. They developed the country-tinged, laid-back West Coast pop-rock style that ruled early 1970s U.S. airwaves before hard rock. Meissner recorded solo singles Hearts on Fire and Deep Inside My Heart for James Taylor, Dan Fogelberg, and Joe Walsh. Few have surpassed his Eagles' Hotel California and their greatest hits, two of the most successful albums ever. Meissner said in an interview, "The Eagles were all about that mix and chemistry that made all the harmonies sound great." On 10th number is Sinéad O'Connor, who left us last week at the age of 56. Her cause of death was her mental health. She shared her illness after her son's untimely and shocking death. Sinéad O'Connor, a mother of 4, touched hearts with her powerful music. She welcomed her children throughout her life, including her firstborn, Jake Reynolds, and her daughter, Roisin Waters. In 2018, Sinéad announced her conversion to Islam, changing her name to Shuhada. She proudly shared her journey with the world, stating that her exploration of various scriptures had led her to Islam. Sinéad shot to stardom in 1990 with her iconic rendition of Prince's hit, Nothing Compares to You. Despite a brief retirement announcement, she continued to record new material, including a new album she was working on before her passing. Following the release of her second studio album, I Do Not Want What I Haven't Got, Sinéad O'Connor shot to international stardom in the year 1990. Not only did the album reach #1 on the Billboard charts, but it also earned the artist nominations for 4 Grammy Awards, including Best Album, Best Song, Best Female Vocalist, and Best Alternative Album. Her performance of Nothing Compares to You, which had been composed by Prince in its original form, became an instant hit and propelled her to new heights. She was named Artist of the Year by Rolling Stone, and the music video that she created for the song took home the trophy for Video of the Year at the MTV Video Music Awards. In spite of the early popularity of O'Connor's albums, such as Am I Not Your Girl, 1992, and Universal Mother, 1994, O'Connor's subsequent albums were met with a variety of responses from critics and fans alike. In 1989, she expressed public support for the Irish Republican Army, IRA, although she later reversed her position on the organization. The incredible life story of Sinéad O'Connor, a protest singer who defiantly defied social standards and spoke her mind to those in positions of authority. As she faced many difficult situations in her life, not only under illness, but also her son's untimely death, she leaves behind a legacy of bravery and sincerity, which extends from the legendary music she created to the uncompromising advocacy she engaged in. On number 9 is Tony Bennett, whose melodic purity, jazz-influenced phrasing, audience-embracing attitude, and warm, deceptively simple performances of musical standards popularized the American songbook abroad and gained him generations of fans, died Friday at his Manhattan home of many decades. He was 96. Sylvia Weiner, his spokesperson, announced his death. His wife, Susan Benedetto, informed in February 2021 that Mr. Bennett was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in 2016. After his illness, he performed and recorded until August 2021, when he performed one last time with Lady Gaga at Radio City Music Hall. Bennett's 70-year career was stable and durable. Over 150 records and hundreds of concerts and club engagements preserved Cole Porter, the Gershwins, Duke Ellington, Rodgers and Hammerstein, and other American popular songs. From his 1950s success as a jazzy crooner at the Paramount in Times Square to his late-life duets with diverse singers, including Lady Gaga, whom he recorded albums with in 2014 and 2021 and toured with in 2015, he promoted songwriting and entertainment as noble pursuits. In the 1960s and early 1970s, Mr. Bennett rejected record producers who sought to push novelty tunes on him or convinced him that rock and roll had relegated his music to a dusty corner for the old and melancholy. Instead, he carried the songs of Louis Armstrong, Bing Crosby, and Frank Sinatra into the 21st century. He became famous in 1962 after performing at Carnegie Hall and releasing I Left My Heart in San Francisco. His artistic judgment was affirmed even as rock lost popularity, and his career hit a trough in the 1970s owing to a failed marriage. And on number 8 is singer Coco Lee, who enjoyed pop stardom in Asia in the 1990s and 2000s, has died at the age of 48. Born in Hong Kong, Lee moved to the US as a child and released albums in Mandarin and English. She performed a song from the soundtrack of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, at the 2001 Oscars. Her sisters said she had been in a coma since she tried to take her own life at the weekend. Lee had been suffering from depression for a few years. Older sisters Carol and Nancy wrote in a Facebook post, "She tried to take her own life at home on Sunday and was taken to hospital, where she died on Wednesday," they wrote. Lee broke into the Mandopop scene in 1994 with 2 Mandarin albums. Within the next year, she released an English-language album as well as a third Mandarin album. Not only did she bring us joy with her songs and dances in the past 29 years, she also worked hard to break new ground for Chinese singers in the international music scene, and has been doing her utmost to shine for the Chinese, Lee's sisters wrote. Her performances included a Michael Jackson and Friends benefit concert in South Korea in 1999, and she was a judge on TV talent shows including Chinese Idol. This past New Year's Eve, Lee said in an Instagram post that she had faced major life-changing hurdles and described 2022 as an incredibly difficult year. On number 7 is Los Angeles' Alan Arkin, who played Little Miss Sunshine's eccentric granddad and won an Oscar and BAFTA, died at 89. Arkin starred in Ben Affleck's Oscar-winning Argo throughout his 70-year career. Family announcement by his 3 kids confirmed his death. Michael Douglas, his Netflix co-star in The Kominsky Method, called him a wonderful actor who left an indelible mark. His sons Adam Matthew and Anthony said, "Our father was a uniquely talented force of nature, both as an artist and a man. He was loved and missed as a husband, father, grand, and great-grandfather." From 2015 to 2016, Arkin voiced G.D. Salinger in BoJack Horseman. After his passing, actor Paul Reiser tweeted that a world without Alan Arkin is not so great. He added, "I've loved this man from the moment he came on screen in The Russians, or Coming was 8. Getting to know and laugh with him is a highlight of my life." Dear friend, White P. Mikkel McKean, from Spinal Tap, recalled being asked if he wanted to be a serious or amusing actor as a young actor. "I would say, which sort is Alan Arkin?" to silence them. Arkin was charming, hilarious, and armed with a flawless detector. He was pure pleasure to be with. Born in New York and raised in Los Angeles, the actor, director, and screenwriter famed for his deadpan comic timing took acting lessons from childhood, but began out singing and playing guitar in a folk band named the Tarriers. The Banana Boat song, subsequently popularized by Harry Belafonte, was their 1956 top 5 smash. He relocated to Chicago in 1960 after dropping out of college and joined Second City, which he said literally saved my life. On number 6 is Larry Myers Jr., a family member reported on Facebook that Larry Myers Jr., known as Mr. Buttermilk Biscuits, who starred on season 10 of TLC's My 600 Pounds, Life, has passed away. He was 48. On June 10, Myers' cousin Todd Darrell announced his death on Facebook and linked to a GoFundMe page for his funeral, 1 week after his birthday. Darrell commented, "It's with great sorrow that we announce the passing of my dear cousin Larry Myers. Many know him as Mr. Buttermilk Biscuits. Helping us would be immensely appreciated. Larry has battled well. He overcame his hardest hurdles. Rest peacefully, Junior, you is missed." No death cause was given. On number 5 is Treat Williams, a star of Everwood and Hair, died in a motorbike accident. He was 71. Barry McPherson, the actor's 15-year agent, told about his passing on Monday night. "A motorist cut him off when he was turning left or right," McPherson adds. "I'm devastated. He was the kindest. He was gifted. He was an actor's actor. Filmmakers adored him. He's Hollywood's heart since the late 1970s, McPherson continues. He was pleased with his performance this year. My job has pleased him. His career was balanced. Treat Williams, an actor whose nearly 50-year career included starring roles in the TV series Everwood and the 1979 movie musical Hair, died June 12. Richard Treat Williams was born in Stamford, Conn, on December 1, 1951, and grew up in Rowayton, Conn. His father was an executive at Merck Chemical. He graduated in 1969 from the private Kent School in Connecticut and in 1973 from Franklin and Marshall College in Lancaster, PA, by which point he had amassed a long resume in community, college and summer theater. On number 4 is Anna Shay, a star of Netflix's Bling Empire, has passed away at 62 due to a stroke. Remembered as our radiant beacon, a mother, grandmother, and spirited soul, Anna's loss leaves a void. Her family reflects on her wise counsel to embrace life with lightness. Her impact endures despite her absence, echoing through us. Born to American businessman Edward Shay and Ai Oizumi Shay of Japanese-Russian heritage, Anna's upbringing was in Japan. Raised by a father who founded the defense contracting firm Pacific Architects and Engineers, she stepped into the limelight through Netflix's 2021 reality series, Bling Empire. The show featured Anna alongside Asian American lay socialites, earning comparisons to Crazy Rich Asians. Anna saw her involvement as a chance to focus on herself after tending to her son following her parents' deaths. Anna's co-stars also paid tribute. Kevin Kreider, from Bling Empire, expressed his surprise and regret on Instagram, wishing for another lunch together. Kim Lee shared her shock, fondly recalling Anna's uniqueness and warmth. She was a cherished mother and collaborator. DC Young Fly, B. Simone, Nick Cannon, and others grieve her loss. The family thanked well-wishers and sought privacy during this trying time. The legacy of both Anna Shay and Jackie O will persist, their contributions remembered by those whose lives they touched. On number 3 is Jackie O, a former member of the Wild and Out cast and longtime partner of comedian DC Young Fly, has sadly passed away at the age of 32. The official Instagram page of the show conveyed the news, expressing deep sadness and acknowledging Jackie O's impact within the Wild and Out family. She was not only a cherished friend and colleague during 5 seasons of the show, but also a remarkable mother to 3 children. DC Young Fly and his family appreciated the outpouring of sympathy and requested privacy during this challenging period. The cause of her passing remains undisclosed. Condolences poured in from fans and friends alike. Hollywood Unlocked CEO Jason Leach shared his disbelief and warm memories of Jackie O, sending love to her family, children, the Wild and Out community, and DC Young Fly. Jackie O and comedian-musician DC Young Fly were parents to Nova, Nala, and Prince. Her Instagram page revealed her diverse interests, including a lip gloss line called J Nova Collection, which featured fellow Wild and Out girls, as well as her role as a realtor. Wild and Out, a sketch comedy and rap battle improv series hosted by Nick Cannon, began in 2005 and is currently airing its 19th season. Jackie O's passing leaves a void in the entertainment world and the hearts of those who knew her. On number 2 is John Beasley, renowned for his roles in Everwood and The Soul Man, has passed away at 79. He succumbed on Tuesday in Omaha, Nebraska, after unexpected health complications following liver testing, as reported by The Hollywood Reporter. His son Mike initially shared the news on Facebook, fondly referring to John as a best friend and hero. Mike expressed his heartfelt sentiments. Losing my best friend today is a part of life, but it doesn't make it easier. My hero was my father. Thank you for everything. I hope I made you proud. John Beasley's acting journey ignited during his early involvement in theater. Although he initially worked as a railroad clerk for Union Pacific Railroad, he believed that success would come eventually. He transitioned into acting, starting with roles like Rapid Fire in 1989. His breakthrough came with the Oprah Winfrey-led series Brewster Place. His filmography expanded with notable appearances in films like The Mighty Ducks, 1992, and Crazy in Alabama, 1997. He gained prominence with roles in TV series like Everwood, 2002 to 2006, and The Soul Man, 2012, alongside Cedric the Entertainer. Notably, he returned to the stage with a role in Chicago Shakespeare Theatre's musical adaptation of The Notebook. John Beasley's perspective on his career was profound. To be a working artist is the highest calling, and I appreciate wherever it takes me. He leaves a legacy as a beloved actor and a source of inspiration to many. And on number 1 is Tina Turner, who embarked on her musical journey alongside musician Ike Turner during the 1950s. Together, they gained recognition as the Ike and Tina Turner Revue, acclaimed for their captivating live shows and notable tracks such as the hit Proud Mary. Their success endured until the 1970s, when Tina left the partnership due to enduring years of domestic abuse. After a gradual start to her solo career, Turner's breakthrough arrived with the monumental 1984 album Private Dancer. This marked the onset of her immense triumphs, encompassing multiple chart-topping albums, hit singles, and her dual induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. With an impressive 8 Grammy Awards to her credit, the esteemed vocalist later engaged with the spiritual project Beyond. Tina Turner passed away on May 24, 2023, at the age of 83. Born as Anna Mae Bullock on November 26, 1939, in Nutbush, Tennessee, Tina Turner faced an early life marked by hardship. Raised by her grandmother after her parents' separation, she and her sister navigated their circumstances. Following her grandmother's passing in the early 1950s, Anna Mae relocated to St. Louis to reunite with her mother. During her adolescence, Anna Mae, an active member of her church choir, enthusiastically embraced St. Louis's vibrant R&B scene. Often found at Club Manhattan, she encountered rock and roll trailblazer Ike Turner in 1956. He frequently performed at the club with his group, the Kings of Rhythm. Swiftly, Anna Mae, then known as Little Ann, joined forces with the group and rapidly became the show's stand-up performer. In conclusion, we gather to honor the lives of 16 extraordinary individuals whose journeys recently reached a poignant end. Amidst our reflections, we pay tribute to the iconic figures. With profound respect, we unite to celebrate the enduring essence of their legacies,